I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Emma, when will you be the one standing there saying I do? You're already 29 years old.
Dad, relax. I am still young. There's plenty of time for me to find a suitable husband. Many of my colleagues aged 30 and above are still single.
Well, I'm not blaming you for having that kind of mentality. Staying single even at the age of 30 is considered a norm in Singapore, and thus the social pressure to get married at a younger age decreases. Thus, singles like you in their 20s continue to believe they have plenty of time to find the right partner, as most of your peers are still single. Do you know, according to a survey released by the National Population and Talent Division, 61% of the single respondents indicated that being too young is their reason for not marrying.
Also, Dad, it is very hard to find a rich husband these days.
You don't need a rich husband. During my time, finding a husband was only to ensure financial security for a woman.
Dad, I'm already working and can provide my own financial security. In that case, what's the use of getting married when it doesn't value add your life?
No, Emma, stop with that mentality. Following the country's progress, there are almost equal women and men graduates, and therefore, women have equal opportunities in the workplace and thus gaining their own economic independence like you. Do you know that the number of employed women has increased since 1991? If all of these employed women are materialistic and only want to get married just to value add their lives, there will be a great increase in the number of single women.
Dad, stop with those numbers and statistics. You sound like the people from CNBC. What's the big fuss anyway? It is only marriage.
Emma, you have yet realized the importance of this issue, don't you? The decreasing marriage rate in Singapore can bring undesirable impact to Singapore's social and economic development.
Dad, you're seriously overreacting.
It is true, with a lower marriage rate, there will be an increase in single elderly in the future. As these elderly do not have any children or husband to support them, they will have to support themselves. Thus, the government will need to help in providing support for these single elderly, such as building more homes and provide medical subsidies such as ElderShield, so these elderly won't face financial struggle.
Wait, I think I get it. As government will have to spend more revenue on supporting these single elderly, they will have lesser revenue to spend on more productive economic activities, and thus decreasing Singapore's economic development. Wow, I never think this deep before.
Yep, you're right. In addition, according to an article in Straits Times, a study shows elderly living alone tend to be more depressed than those who do not. If the low marriage rate continue, in the future, there will be more single elderly living alone. This will increase the number of depressed elderly in Singapore. What's more worrying is that the rise in elderly depression could cause suicide rate to spike too. In 2010, Singapore reached one of the highest suicide rates in the world for those aged 65 and above. Thus, the low marriage rate can decrease the quality of life among the elderly and thus hamper Singapore's social development.
Wow, I never knew a low marriage rate could bring such great implications. With a rate of 6.1 marriages for every 1,000 people, we better do something about it.
Now let's invite